What up, nephew? How the ladies treating you? I had probably the worst idea I've ever had in my life tonight. I decided to shoot some street photography on a 10mm prime. I thought it'd be kind of a cool challenge because you really do need to process and think about every single frame. If you're not gonna actually look through the viewfinder, you need to frame things up looking here. Not just here, you need to look here. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool experiment. I didn't really think that I'd walk away with good photos, but I came out with some pretty great photos. I really hope you guys enjoy these photos as much as I enjoy taking them. And yeah, let's talk about them. So this photo here, I was kind of going for like a classic Resident Evil style photo. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have this like high up angle. You know what I'm talking about if you've played any of those games. I think it turned out pretty all right. I really like the mural along the wall. I really like leading pathway through it. I think it turned out a lot better than I thought it would. When I first got the photo back before going through it and editing and everything like that, I thought it was just kind of a wet fart, but it turned out pretty damn cool. This one has some cool lighting to it, as well as like the warmth in the cafe, as well as the seating outside. I think it would have been way better, obviously, if we had a subject in the photo, but you know, it's just the way it is sometimes, especially when you go walking around at like 10 p.m. in downtown Vancouver. You know, the cafes outside aren't gonna be bumping, especially in December. So this one turned out pretty cool. I do like the subliminal kind of emptiness to it. I like the depth into the cafe. Really like the lens distortion and the way it goes around the bulb lights on the top of the ceiling there. I think it looks really cool. Not my best work in the world, but still a pretty cool photo. I think the lens distortion adds to this entire set. Like it kind of creates like a weird, vibey look to it. I should have this said, this is shot on my A7Rii with the TTArtisans 10mm f2 prime. I know, this guy's faking the funk, this guy's faking film, whatever. I like the editing. I love this neon sign, the "It's hot" sign. It's so cool. I wish I overexposed it a little more. I actually underexposed this shot, trying to do something I do with my ZVE-10 when I shoot video. I find in HLG2 on my ZVE-10, if you underexpose, it's not really a big deal. It doesn't like show noise in the darks. I was trying to go for that vibe. Didn't really work out, hence the editing and why it's so crushed. I don't know, I really like this photo, really like the vibe. You also notice a lot of these photos have like super heavy vignetting on them. That was kind of a choice on me. I chose to shoot full frame on an APS-C lens because I thought it would give it a little bit more of a quirky vibe to it. I'm really going for like a stylistic thing with this set. But yeah, it's hot photo, pretty damn cool. I have this really strong habit of taking photos of doorways and pathways and things like that just because I think it's an easy exit. It's like the easiest way to just dive into like, oh, it has leading lines, therefore the photo's good. It's a habit I'm trying to break, but obviously doing such a weird challenge like this, I fell into just going straight into my comfort zone. So I shot a lot of doorways. This one's pretty cool. I tried to shift the shadows a little bit more green, try to get a little bit more of the 800T bluey green shadow thing going on, but I think it worked out really well, at least in this photo. Not my finest work by any means, but pretty cool photo. So this cyclist was kind of just swooping by when I was at a crosswalk. I had to try and snap the shot. I will say this shot would have turned out way cooler on something like a 24 or honestly even a 20mm. I know there's some like cool Pentax 20mm M42 lens that everyone's hunting down, or at least I've been looking to hunt down. It's just a few $100 out of budget right now, meaning it costs literally a few $100. Cool photo in motion, kind of gives like a dreamlike quality to it. This photo I was really stoked on after I took it. This was the one that had me like check my camera, because when I was shooting, I actually found myself just holding the camera like by its side handle. I had it on silent shooting and I didn't actually even pick up the camera very often. I just kind of had it held on its side by my side, finger on the trigger, and I would just kind of point it in a direction and take it. Me personally, I'm a little too nervous of a guy to be taking just wild photos of people in the street, like, and I don't want to piss anyone off. Got this one of this woman smoking a cigarette on her phone, and it's just so damn cool. I tried to edit out some of the heavy blue lighting because there was a massive wash of blue light over her. So I tried to dampen it at least a little bit so it wasn't just intensely imposing over the photo, but it turned out pretty damn cool. Okay, this is another one of my favorites from the set for sure. This dude just has like a hard power stance going on. Obviously not intentional. This man is not modeling for me or anything like that, but the stance does go kind of crazy. And like the movement of the shot, I was shooting a lot at between a 60th and a 30th, sometimes even a 15th. And the sense of motion like adds this kind of like dreaminess to it that I really like. You can kind of, I mean, you can kind of tell I'm walking away based on the motion blur, but yeah, really cool photo. Dude's just stanced up, looks sick. I saw this TD Bank ATM, thought it'd be cool to get a high kind of top down look at the shot, and the barrel distortion I think really like adds to this photo, kind of just stretching out this ATM. Like, I don't know, looks cool to me. Nothing super spectacular or cool to really talk about there. I just think that this photo in particular has like a cool kind of, has a cool shape and structure to it. You know, obviously I wish the ATM was a different color that kind of matched the vibe I was going for. I was going for more of a red and blue sort of look in the shadows and the highlights. Obviously, I mean, you know, there's not too many things out there to take photos of that are just heavily red and blue, other than, you know, cops and like that, but I'm not gonna put myself in that position. So this one's another one of my favorites from the set. The structure of this kind of almost gateway between the wall and the street lamp there, and this guy walking through it. The lighting turned out great, the exposure turned out great. The sense of movement is there even without like heavy motion blur or anything like that. I think this one's a really cool photo. I like the way that the brick wall complements blue tone shadows and everything like that. Yeah, this experiment, like this photo, the ATM photo, the railing photo, the very first one, and the woman smoking the cigarette in the blue light. Seeing these photos come back had kind of shown me that this experiment was a bit of a success, because obviously this is not something I would just go ahead and do. You know, I'm not gonna seriously go out and shoot anything with a 10mm prime unless I had a very specific idea in mind. This is my first time doing it. I'm pretty impressed with how everything's turned out in terms of those photos in particular, as well as this one. So this one in particular as well is another cool one I really like. It really fell into the red and blue editing style that I was going for. The barbershop stripes as well as the doorway. I know, more doorways, easy things to fall into, like easy habits, but I thought this one was another particular photo that I really liked, at least on the 10mm. So this photo kind of turned out like a wet fart. Didn't really like the way it came out, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. I just really don't like that the sign on top of the sorry no vacancy sign is on. Wish it was turned off. I wish it was an isolated neon sign shot that every film photographer digs, you know? But I mean, I'm not even shooting on film. I'm just faking the funk right now, but could have been a really cool photo. But you know, I think during blue hour, or even, I mean, golden hour, of course, but like, I think during blue hour, this would have complemented the editing style I was going for as well as the sign. I think it could have been much cooler in that sense, but it's an all right photo. This photo of the cherry market Absolutely love it. The cherry market is very aesthetically pleasing already on its own. You don't really have to do much to make this photo look good, but this lens really did this photo justice in the way that it rendered the neon lights, designs, the way the light blooms and exits out of the storefront. Super cool photo. Very happy with this one and the way it turned out. And I mean, not to my own shit here, but like, yeah, the bit of grain and the bit of blue shadows added in there really did it justice and really made it come out cool. Yeah, so this one in particular, I'm not gonna lie, I went a little crazy with the blooms and I went a little crazy with the halation, but you know what? Shoot me. I was having a good time editing and I really like the way this photo turned out, especially the couple in front of the window, the way the bloom really just kind of envelops them, as well as the halations on it, as well as the, you know, the blue shadows. Everything really comes together in a cool way of framing. I really dig this photo. So I suppose final words coming out of this experiment, would I do it again? Would I go out of my way? Would I pack a 10mm prime into my next upcoming shoot? Probably not, but this experiment has me thinking there might be a situation where it would come in handy. If someone was looking for more of a creative style, I would definitely throw it in my bag just to have it available in case, you know, I get some strike of inspiration, or if there's a shot that might benefit by using the 10mm, but would it just land in my bag every time I go shoot? Absolutely not. It was a cool challenge though. It was definitely worth trying, because I noticed when I was taking these photos and going through them and editing them, I noticed that 24mm is really, like, it made me think that, you know, standard wide angle lenses like 24 to 35 range is a really useful range, whereas 10 is like great, but because every time I cropped in on something on a lot of these photos, I was like, damn, that would have been a really cool frame right there, but obviously it's shot on a 10. Yeah, definitely worth it to try. I don't know if I would go out of my way to do it again. I don't know if I would even pack it for a shoot again, but definitely worth a try. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment your favorite photo below. Catch you guys in the next one.